And now, one of the things about hypnosis, I don't know if you run into this, Karen, but every once in a while you get somebody who's just a little bit afraid of hypnosis, and it's because they have seen somebody do something outrageous or something strange or something in an entertainment venue, and they think to themselves, oh my God, I wouldn't want to be hypnotized because who knows, the hypnotist might make me do something that I wouldn't want to do, et cetera, et cetera. And because of that, we have Michael DeShalit here. Michael, I have just unmuted you.
Michael, I love you.
I love you too, Tom.
I love you too, Tom. I love you all. I love you all.
You're the fucking best.
Can you permanently mute Tom Nicoli so that he doesn't speak out again?
You know why you should? Because I'm the best.
That's right. You are the best. So, well, I can see how this session is going to go right off the bat. It's always great to be involved with this group of people. So thanks for that spectacular introduction, Michael. I am known as the Hypno Dream Killer. That's right. I make people do bad things on stage and embarrassing things and ruin our profession. So no, actually, that's farther from the truth. So here's the thing, and interestingly enough, I just spoke about this earlier today. We did a World Hypnotism Day presentation at a local library with our local NGH chapter, and one of the questions that came up was, how is stage hypnosis different than clinical? And so I had to address some of the concerns that people have that are just common misconceptions all across the board. If I get up on stage, are you going to make me do something that I don't want to do? Well, and the answer is, my answer always is, sarcastically, I say, well, if I could do that, I wouldn't be here. I would be ruling the free world. So I can't make you do something you don't want to do. And the second question they ask is, are you going to make me say something I don't want to say? And the answer to that is no. Your secrets are safe with you, unless they're really juicy, of course. Then I'll share them with the world. Be on Facebook before you know it. But again, that's a misconception. Not going to make you say something you don't want to say, nor would you. And lastly, the other big misconception is, what happens if I get stuck in hypnosis? And we all know that's not true. That's just the picture that Hollywood portrays about hypnosis. So unfortunately, Hollywood has done more damage to hypnosis than stage hypnotists have.
Michael, I would love to get stuck in hypnosis.
What's that?
I would love to get stuck in hypnosis.
Would you? Yeah. You know what? Yeah, me too, I guess, but maybe not on a stage, though. That's for sure. I happen to be setting up for a show right now. I'm in the Orleans Hotel and Casino showroom right now, getting ready to do a spectacular show to a sold-out audience. Not really. I'm just green screening in from the Orleans. I did a show there a few years ago, and so this was the theater backdrop that I chose. But anyways, going back to stage hypnosis, though, really, I know there are mixed feelings about it with hypnotists, especially that some say that it hurts the profession. Others say that it's beneficial to the profession, and there's sort of, a whole big plethora in between. And honestly, I could say as a stage hypnotist, I know there are stage hypnotists out there that can hurt our profession by some of the things that they do. Yeah. And then I know that there's clinical hypnotists that could hurt our profession based upon the things that they've done. And so I mean, there's bad apples in every group. And the one thing that I always impress upon my volunteers especially is that I won't do anything to embarrass or humiliate you, because number one, that would not do well for my reputation, my personal reputation. It would not bode our industry well either. It would make all hypnotists look bad. And, and then I jokingly say to my panel, and judging by the looks of a few of you, you probably don't need my help anyways. And so if they laugh, then I know who my stars are going to be. And yeah, seriously, I promise all my volunteers a enjoyable time on stage, and I promise them a gift afterwards. Yes, Tommy.
May I interrupt? Let me tell you this, please.
Tell me this, okay?
I know Michael more vaguely than I really believe I know him. I believe I know him well. Maybe the truth is I know him more vaguely than I know him. But what he says is this. He left out this: a professional, an ethical, a person who cares will do a stage hypnosis show that is valid, that is real, that is ethical. But there are those who will not do that. And I'm sorry to interrupt. No, I'm not sorry. Fuck that. I'm not sorry. Really. Guys like Michael, guys like Tommy V, guys like all the others that follow, they do what we do in an entertainment value. And guess what? I very, 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 very well know Dwight Damon. He said, thank God for stage hypnotists. Because back in 1950, whatever, before it was clinical, and the word isn't true clinical, personal is the word. Look up the word clinical, by the way, folks. Stop doing this fucking clinical hypnosis, personal hypnosis that they traveled on, brought on, and made our profession so profound. It was stage hypnotists that did it in the beginning in the 1950s. Michael DeShalit, Tommy V, and all these other guys who are doing this in the right way have promoted our profession to not only be entertainment, but personal advancement, which changes people's lives. Thank you for this opportunity. I can't believe you let me in, but it matters.
I got to say, Michael, I get a lot of calls after someone's seen a stage show.
Yeah, that's a great point. We actually, one thing that I was trained in, Orman McGill was one of my mentors in the very beginning. Jerry Valley was another. And one thing they always impressed upon us is that if we didn't want to, and this is back in the day before things like Zoom, Skype was just getting started, where we couldn't see clients remotely. And I guess you could see them remotely on the telephone, but I don't want to rely on seeing clients through this and talking to them. I would much rather have that in-person experience, or at least a visual experience like we're doing now. So a lot of times if I was traveling to do a show, people would say, well, how can I get help using, hypnosis to stop smoking, or to, manage my weight, control my stress, all those things. I would honestly, whenever I pulled into a town to do a show, the first thing that I would do when I checked into my hotel room was get out the phone book, and yeah, they still have them in hotel rooms. Get out the phone book and see who the local hypnotists are. If I knew them, that was even better, because then I can plug them personally. If I didn't know them, I would say to the audience, and you can use hypnosis for a lot of different things other than just entertainment, stuff, smoking cessation, weight management, stress control, eliminating fears and things like that, study habits and sports enhancement. Visit your local hypnotist. They're in your phone book. They can help you with these things. So I would always plug them when I wasn't there to actually do the servicing after the show. Now, of course, I plug myself. I can see you now virtually any place. So it's true. We try to promote that. And if a show is done properly, honestly, it's a win-win situation for the hypnotist in the area. And two, I try to invite them to the show too if they want to come. Unfortunately, a lot of times when I'm traveling, it's for after proms or grad night shows, and the shows are literally at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. So nobody really ever takes me up on the opportunity to come to my show. I can't blame them. But anyways, let me back up a little bit, because I wanted to kind of share with you an experience where I actually, which got me into using hypnosis for therapeutic purposes. I started off as a stage hypnotist. Backing up even further before that, I started off as a magician. I was a professional magician and toured the country doing shows. So I was tired of carrying all the heavy equipment, all the heavy props. I have a trick that weighs 350 pounds. So I saw an ad in a magic magazine. It said, learn all the secrets of stage hypnotism. Jerry Valley, Orman McGill, Tommy V, a host of other trainers. And so I took the training, and at the very first show that I did, it was a sorority show at a college. So 100 sorority girls for a private little sorority event they were hosting. I hypnotized 12 of them and had them doing all kinds of fun, goofy, fun things. And after the show, 2 of the young ladies came up to me and they said, we saw what you did to all those volunteers on stage, how you controlled their minds, and we were wondering if you could make us quit smoking. So if you listen to the language pattern that they said, that's the misconception that people have. So another function of stage hypnotists is to straighten that out, is to, in our pre-talk, let people know we're not controlling your minds. We're not making you do things. We're merely suggesting it and doing some demonstrations for the whole audience so that they know that it's merely just a suggestion that we're giving them. And as long as we don't cross their line in the sand, as long as we don't do anything to violate their morals, values, ethics, or beliefs, then guess what? They're going to follow the suggestions. Everybody's going to have a good time. We'll laugh a little bit, and we'll get some good video for blackmail purposes. And certainly everybody leaves a winner. And I always give all my volunteers a gift at the end of the show and give them some positive suggestions to take with them after the show. Since they've donated their time to be our entertainment, why not give them some suggestions that will be beneficial for their life so that they can go out and achieve their goals, become successful in every area of their life. Nice. So that's a little bit about my philosophy and theory about it, but what else do you guys want me to talk about?
Well,
Karen, Michael?
Teach us some stage hypnosis stuff. And this is why I say this. I, early in my career, took a stage hypnosis class just because it was offered to me free. And I thought, what the heck? I didn't want to be a stage hypnotist, but I took it. I was interested. And I use many of the principles I learned in that class in my office with clients. As an example, let me start it out this way. When you guys ask for volunteers, you're asking for compliance, basically. And you're saying, if you want to be in the show, come on up, something along those lines, right? You're getting compliance for them to be in it. I understood in the class I took, stage hypnotist said, we move people around. So are you sitting with someone who knows? Sit over here, please. And you're gently teaching them to follow your directions. Well, I use some of those principles in my office. I have a recliner and I have another chair I want them to sit in first to fill out paperwork. Inevitably, they gravitate toward the recliner, and I get to use what I learned by saying, everybody wants that chair first, but I really need you to sit over here first and fill out some paperwork. Oh, okay. And then I get a lot of feedback on that, because then when they finish their paperwork, they're learning to follow my directions. If they sit there and don't move and say, okay, I'm done, what do you want me to do next? I know right away they're directly suggestible and we can move on, right?
Right.
So it's all feedback. It's all learning stuff, and it's using some of those principles. So teach us some stage hypnosis principles that we can use in the office.
Well, just kind of like what you talked about. I mean, we all do testing in the office for depth testing, but do we do compliance testing? One of the things that I'll do in my stage show is when I ask for volunteers to come up, when I do the volunteer call, people rush up to the stage. They'll fill the 12 or 14 chairs, whatever I have up there for them, rather quickly. And personally, aesthetically, I like sitting them boy, girl, boy, girl. I don't ask for them to do that while they're coming up there because I do want to move them around. I'll also off mic ask them, is anybody sitting next to somebody that they know, a brother, sister, cousin, uncle, aunt, husband and wife, best friend, girlfriend, boyfriend. So because I don't want them sitting together because I know that they are going to distract each other. So I'll just say, okay, I'm going to have you move over here. I'm going to have you move over here. I'll move one person from one chair over to the other side of the stage. It really has nothing to do with anything other than compliance.
And it delivers a strong nonverbal message that I'm in charge and you're following my directions.
Absolutely, Karen. Absolutely. And I even, because I like to make jokes, I like to make light of situations that can be sometimes uncomfortable for people. The first thing that I say to a client when they walk into my office for their free consultation is I say, come on in, I'll let you have the chair with the wires. and I gesture over to the recliner, and some of them, I want to judge the reaction. I want to test them. If they get nervous, then I know I need to address them and build rapport in a different way. If they go, chair with the wires, and they kind of laugh, and I go, no, I'm just kidding, there's no wires. And then I know that they're comfortable with the situation, and my rapport building skills then change. I can build rapport a lot quicker with them. Ironically, I learned this a long time ago from a personal experience with an eye doctor. When I was a teenager, pre-teenager, I went to an eye doctor, and first time I'd really been to an eye doctor is about that first eye exam you go to. And he goes, hop up in the seat. It's like a spaceship. And it looked like one. It had the goggles that you look into and all that. And excuse me. And he said, so which eye do you want the shot in? And I went, what? what? Whoa, you're going to give me a shot in my eye? And he goes, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to give you a shot in your eye. That's ridiculous. Nobody would do that. But a little later on, though, in the exam, you're going to get a little puff of air in your eye. He was future pacing me and setting me up for that part of the exam that nobody ever likes, you know, the one where they shoot the puff of air in your eye. And I figured this, in my mind, as long as he doesn't stick a needle in my eye, nothing else could be bad. And so I took that experience and applied it to, come on in, have a seat. You get the chair with the wires. No, I'm just kidding. There's no wires. And it just, it's a great relief of pressure for people. And it's also a test to see how they respond and react. So we do a lot of things. Stage hypnotists do a lot of things like that with compliance testing. You know, if somebody's wearing sunglasses on stage, I say, you know, please, do you mind removing the sunglasses unless you need them for a medical reason? If you're wearing a hat, take the hat off. If you're chewing gum, you know, I'll have you spit that out on a napkin that I bring with me up on stage. Don't bring your bottle of beer up on stage, please. No liquids on the stage. It could get slippery if they get spilled. So there's a lot of different compliance things that we have to do. But you asked me to teach something else that you can do. And here's what I would suggest. Public demonstrations. Not saying that you have to do full-on stage hypnosis routines, because you don't, to do a public demonstration. We call them lecture demos. So go do a presentation. We did this earlier today at the library. I talked about hypnosis, what it is and what it's not, basically my pre-talk. A combination of my stage pre-talk and my, I'll call it clinical pre-talk. So I did a combination, a hybrid of that pre-talk, so everybody knows what they're in for, what it is and what it's not. What do we use hypnosis for? What does it feel like? What are you going to experience when you're in hypnosis? And then I told the whole audience that was there, I said, now you get an opportunity to try it yourself. We're going to do a visualization, a little opportunity for you to go into a light state of hypnosis. And so everybody closed their eyes. I explained what was going to happen, so they knew ahead of time. And during that time, when you do your public demonstration, you can do an arm catalepsy test with them, an eye lock, an eye catalepsy. You can do an arms rising and falling while they're in a light hypnotic state. You can, ask for them to give you some ideomotor response. If you are feeling comfortable now, raise your right index finger.
Sure.
And just ask for some simple things like that. Those are public demonstrations too. You don't have to make them sing like Elvis, bark like a dog, or cluck like a chicken to do a public demonstration. I don't even do those things in my show. So what else? Any other questions from you guys?
If they could sing like Elvis, of course, it would be another show. But Tom Nicoli has had his hand up in the air for a little while. I think he does have a question.
Oh, good.
So go ahead, Tom. What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can.
All right, first of all, this is too unfortunately less than what it should be. People say, I love you. I love you. No, I love you.
I love you too, Tom.
Everything Michael said is so valid, so important. Now, the things we're talking about are based on this thing called World Hypnotism Day, 4th of January, right? But it's not that. It's personal perseverance, personal growth, personal height. What Michael said was so fucking important that if you listen to it, replay it, you'll change your life. Michael Watson, thank you. Thank you, Michael DeShalit, for all you do.
Well, thanks for creating this phenomenon, this World Hypnotism Day, Tom, because, and for me, you know how some people say every day is Christmas for me? As a stage hypnotist, every day is World Hypnotism Day for me. It's just another opportunity for me to get up and talk to a room full, a captive audience, we'll say, or in some shows, if they're really long, we call it a hostage situation. So it's my chance to talk to a group of people and really educate them about hypnosis, that it's not what they see on TV. It's not what they hear about. It's not crazy, scary, spooky, paranormal, supernatural, brainwashing, mind control. It'd be wicked cool if I had that power. But unfortunately, I don't think any of us do.
Hey, here's the deal. Michael DeShalit, Michael Watson, Karen Howard, all these people thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for taking a thought I had to become a fucking world impressionable event.
You're certainly welcome.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Tom. Thank you very much.
See you, Tom. Thanks for stopping by.
You know, I want to say something else about Michael DeShalit, too. He's a great stage hypnotist. He's a great clinical hypnotist. But notice also, he's not a one-trick pony. He doesn't just do one thing. You didn't learn just one technique or one system. You continue to learn and move forward and try new things, right? And you
Absolutely.
across the board.
Well, and I'm blessed. I'm blessed in this career. I don't even call it a career. It's not even a job for me. This is an adventure. Come on, for crying out loud. If I ever stopped doing this, I'd have to work for a living. You know, but I attribute all of my success to the party that or the people I hang out with, the party that I'm company to. You guys at conventions, hanging out. I mean, I took a Zoom class from Michael. So he taught me how to do this green screen thing in the background, and lighting's a little bit more difficult than I imagined, but working it out still. I mean, you know, there's something to learn from everybody. Jason Lennett, I see he's on the call now too. Jason, you know, it's like he makes my head hurt every time I hear him talk, and in a good way. In a good way, he expands my thought process. Scares me with some of the things that he's able to do, but he's an amazing presenter and an amazing educator and a wealth of knowledge. Tom, you know, I've learned so many things from you. Melissa Roth, I came in towards about the halfway mark on your talk, and it's always great to hear you talk about, you know, everything. And I think I shared this story with you when we were at Mid-America recently about how I'm so thankful that you actually dropped the F-bomb on a recording, because I did earlier that week. And so I was thankful that at least you took it for the team first and paved the way for me to be able to do that. And so it's always great to have such great company and surround myself with the greatness that I have, which then just rubs off on me, and then it self-perpetuates. It was fun today. My NGH chapter, we had 4 of us presenting at this World Hypnotism Day thing at the library, and I'm looking up there as we were taking questions at the end, and I'm standing next to my colleagues, and somebody asked the question, you know, what does it cost? What does it cost to go to a hypnotist? And I said, well, we all charge different fees. And ironically, you know, we're all competitors, but look at us. We're all standing up here arm in arm. We all charge different fees. We all do different specialties in the world of hypnosis. We all have different personalities. And so find the one that's comfortable for you, and don't worry about the money, because you're worth it. Don't ask what we charge. Ask what you're worth, because that's the real question. And so it's just, and I learned that from, you know, hanging out with you guys, how to address these questions, how to be the success that I am now is based upon the people I've surrounded myself with. But yeah.
Great.
I think it has a lot to do with going to conventions, meeting people.
Absolutely.
More stuff, you know, make yourself available, get out there and learn.
Yeah, to date, I mean, the conventions I've gone to, the NGH, Hypno Thoughts Live, Mid-America, Heartland Hypnosis Conference, I hope to expand this year to go to more conferences as time permits. Unfortunately, you know, due to a pretty hectic travel schedule doing shows, sometimes I just can't go because I'm working, and it's, you know, that precious business balance that we all have to maintain. Spend money or make money. Gee, what should I do? So, you know, it's just a busy work schedule. But I hope to attend more this year, because there is importance in that. You have to clear your calendar. You have to make time to attend these events. It's critical. Yeah, you're not on an island. If you don't attend a conference, you're on an island.
You hear me?
Yeah.
This is fucked up. This is this electric thing. You just got me. All right, ready? Watch. One. Take action. 2. Take action. 3. Take action. 4. Take action.
That's it. Do something. You got to get out there. You got to do something. And so can I selflessly plug a conference that I have coming up? Is that acceptable? Is that okay?
Please.
No.
No, please do.
What do you got?
Okay, good. Okay, good. Because if I don't do it, Jason and Lynette will get mad at me. So I'm looking at your
Guess
picture,
what? I
Jason.
will
Can you at
never
least
forget
smile
you.
or change your picture, Jason, for crying out loud?
Hey, Jay, I would never get rid of you.
Okay, so anyways, I have a conference coming up that I'm hosting with Tommy V, the Ultimate Stage Hypnosis Conference. It's coming up in Las Vegas in just about 22 days, January 26th, 27th, and 28th at the fabulous Orleans Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. And we still have seats available. It's predominantly for stage hypnotists, but let me tell you the lineup we have. Jason Lynette. Stage hypnosis, he does that. He's also best known for his marketing skills. So even if you don't do stage hypnosis, he's worth the $497 registration fee just to listen to his hour and 45-minute talk. Dan Candell, another great hypnotist in marketing. We have, oh my gosh, I just drew a blank. We have Alan Sands. Alan Sands, great in the fair market and also in the corporate market. Tommy V and I are sharing a spot and doing a presentation. Excuse me. We've got Paul Ramsey, who's big in the college market and corporate market. A great instructor, a great teacher, a great performer, adds a new dimension to stage hypnosis. We've got Anthony Gailey, is living as a stage hypnotist, but more uniquely as a corporate presenter. He is amazing. He gets paid some astronomical figure to do a presentation about how to use the power of your mind, hypnosis, to achieve your business goals. Catherine Hicklin, a soap opera star and big on the fair market. Susan Rosen talks about stage safety and how to keep your volunteers and yourself safe up on stage. So we've got a great lineup of people. It's going to be an amazing fun time. $497. You get 3 planned meals with it. It's going to be a fun time. Of course, Jerry Valley will make an appearance there too. He's going to be our host, our MC, and he's going to do the keynote presentation on Saturday during the lunch. So definitely come out if you can. Go to ultimatestagehypnosisconference.com.
And Michael has a series of books, and he's got other things going on. So how do we get in touch with you?
Get in touch with me. You can find me on Facebook at Michael C. DeShalit or motivatingmindshypnosis.com or thehypnozone.com. Just like the Twilight Zone, but thehypnozone.com. That's my stage site. Motivatingmindshypnosis.com is my my hypnotherapy site, and Facebook, Michael C. DeShalit.
Great.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Michael.
Oh,
You bet.
Yeah, lovely having you with us, Michael.
Say that again, Michael?
I said lovely having you with us. And
Thank you.
happy World Hypnotism Day today. Since, of course, every day is World Hypnotism Day to you, then may this be a World Hypnotism Day like no other before.
Well, thanks very much. Who's up next? Who's speaking next?
Well, we're going to be talking to Karen Hand herself. Actually,
Nice.
share some interesting stuff with us. So we'll be switching over there a minute. She's in Florida, you know.
Yes.
I know. I can see the background there. Oh, wait a minute. You just moved. A real quick question. Are you videoing this call, Michael? Will there be a replay of it?
Well, I am videoing this call, but it's going to be a really long video, and I'm going to have to do a lot of editing if I want to pull it out into segments. So it may be a few days before it's available.
Well, fabulous. If I can't stay on too much longer, I definitely want to hear the replay.
It will be available, will it not, Michael, on the virtual chapter site?
That's where one of the places certainly that I would put it.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to take the liberties of muting myself now because my time is up.
We love you, Michael. Thank you very much. And I just want to mention too that the second Tuesday of every month we do the IACT IMDHA virtual chapter meeting, and all of those are always recorded and posted on that very same Facebook site. So there's a wealth of material out there. Get out and check that out.
Yeah. By the way, virtual chapter on Facebook is a thriving group, and we do post every meeting that we have for the virtual chapter and things like this. So if you want to be notified about upcoming stuff and you're not already a member of the group, please, if you're on Facebook, just go over to virtual chapter, not the virtual chapter, not the virtual chapter of the hypnosis, nothing else, just virtual chapter. And you will find us there, and please join the group.